Manage.Py syncdb doesn't add tables for some models. My second not-so-adept question of the day. I have a Django project with 4 installed apps. When I run Manage.Py syncdb, it only creates tables for 2 of them. To my knowledge, there are no problems in any of my models files, and all the apps are specified in installed_apps in my settings file. Manage.Py syncdb just seems to ignore 2 of my apps. One thing that is unique about the 2 ignored apps is that the models files import models from the other 2 apps and use them as foreign keys. Don't know if this is good-bad practice, but helps me stay organized. I don't think that's the problem though, because I commented out the foreign key having models and the tables still weren't created. I'm stumped. Update. When I comment out the lines importing models files from other apps, syncdb creates my tables. Perhaps I'm not understanding something about how models files in separate apps relate to other. Either it was okay to use a model from another app as a foreign key by simply importing it. Not true.
I think I ran across something similar. I had an issue where a model wasn't being reset. In this case it turned out that there was an error in my models that wasn't being spit out. Although I think syncdb, when run, spit out some kind of error. In any case, try to import your models file from the shell and see if you can. If there's an error in the file, this should point it out. According to your update, it sounds like you may have a cross-import issue. Instead of try. Although I think you should get an error on syncdb.
Unfortunately, Manage.Py silently fails to load an app where there's an import error in its models.py, ticket number 10706. Chances are that there's a typo in one of your models.py files. Check all of the import statements closely, or use Pylint. Recently syncdb stopped loading a couple of my apps, and Sclaw gave me the error, app with label foo could not be found. Not knowing that this sometimes means app with label foo was found but could not be loaded due to importer being raised, it took me half an hour to realize that I was trying to import haslib instead of hashlib in one of my models.py files.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.